Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm at Allegory Gallery. um, so, many of you know this past weekend was the Great Beat Extravaganza, and I am streaming in the Great Beat Extravaganza group as well, as we sometimes do. Boy, my hair is wild today, isn't it? Sorry about that. But so yeah, we have we've had a great weekend with the Great Beat Extravaganza. If you are not in that group, if you're watching somewhere else on our Facebook page or on our YouTube and you're not in the Great Beat Extravaganza group, it's on Facebook. There's also a Great Beat Extravaganza Instagram and YouTube channel, and many of the presenters were also streaming to the YouTube channel as well. So, but most of the action happens on Facebook. So join the Great Beat Extravaganza. Go in there and request to join, and we can get you in. I think there are some questions you have to answer to get into the group. That helps us know that you're real and you're not fake. I think those questions are still there. But we had an absolute blast with everybody, and it was a ton of fun. We kicked things off on Saturday at 11:30 a.m. with our presentation. Hopefully you watched that. If you did not, you can watch it either here on our Facebook channel or on the Great Beat Extravaganza Facebook group. You can watch the replay there. You can also watch it on our YouTube channel if that's where you're at. We broadcasted it there too. So lots of great things. The biggest thing, I guess, is that our discount for the Great Beat Extravaganza, if you missed that, if you happen not to purchase anything that weekend from us, just because maybe you didn't get to see us or you didn't get through all the videos yet, we are extending that TGBE. That's the coupon code TGBE for the Great Beat Extravaganza. It gives you 15% off everything in our online store. We don't often offer a discount on everything. Usually Andrew's art or jewelry, some of the carved pieces we have, a lot of times that stuff never gets discounted. For the Great Beat Extravaganza, we did. So if you use TGBE as your coupon code, you can save 15% off everything in the online store. We also extended the free shipping discount. So if you order over $100 in our online store, you'll have the option for free ground regular shipping, as long as you're in the continental US. Well, actually in the US, period. That includes Alaska and Hawaii. But if you're out of the United States, I'm sorry, we can't do the free shipping for you. But if you get in touch with us, maybe we can give you some little discount on your shipping as well. You just have to purchase and then let us know afterwards. So yeah, a discount on everything. As Suzanne said, a discount on Andrew's jewelry is a bargain. It really is. For one, Andrew hates to overprice his jewelry. His jewelry is generally fairly low priced for the amount of time he's been working in the jewelry industry, for the amount of books he's been published in and magazines he's been published in. So his jewelry is significantly lower than what it could be. And when you add that 15% discount on top, it's really, really a good deal. So check that out on our website. We don't have a lot of his jewelry on the website, but there's some of his artwork on the website as well, and is usually lower price than what I would probably price it. I do a lot of pricing for his stuff and then run it by him because he's always afraid to overprice his stuff. But I think a lot of his stuff deserves to be priced a little higher sometimes. Like I said, for the amount of time, for the amount of schooling he went through, the kind of school he went to an art school. And so you also get 15% off that. So this is one of the few times in the year you're going to save 15% off on Andrew's jewelry and his paintings. So 15% off is still continuing. Free shipping over $100 in the US is still going on. And we had, over the weekend, if you watched the TGBE and you made an order with us, one lucky person was going to have their entire order refunded. So somebody was getting a free order. I have that name, and I'm going to let you know who it is at the end of this presentation, all right? So one person will have their entire order refunded, and we will do that once we get to actually shipping the order. Because I want to make sure our shippers understand that it hasn't been a canceled order. Sometimes when things are completely refunded, they just assume it's canceled. So once the order is shipped, we will then refund your order. and refund everything, shipping, if there was shipping on it, the amount of the order. Like we said, it didn't matter if it was a $5 order or a $500 order. One random person was going to have their order refunded after the weekend, and we have chosen that name. So I'll let you know that at the end of this broadcast. If you are watching us in the Great Beat Extravaganza, I hope you'll join our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can go to Allegory Gallery on Facebook or Allegory Gallery on YouTube. Please join us. Please follow us. We're looking to increase our followers across all of our social media. We've always been kind of aware of this, but it really kind of hammered the point home when Facebook went down for that whole day. A lot of people finally, I think, understood why we're trying to get you. Please sign up. If you're on Instagram but you don't use it that much, still go over to Instagram real quick. Follow Allegory Gallery. If you're on YouTube or you have a Gmail account but you don't use YouTube that much, please follow us there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're also on Twitter. Everything @Allegory Gallery. You can find us Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Because if one of those places goes down, especially here on Facebook, this is where our main kind of following is. We want to make sure that we can reach out to you wherever we are and whatever is working, right? So if something happens to Facebook, or for some reason, I've heard many horror stories of businesses losing their Facebook accounts. We don't want that to happen. And if it happened to us, we want to have a backup plan. So please sign up and subscribe to us on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. I know it sounds like a lot, right? But really it's like 5 places. And if you go follow us once, you're following us forever. So we don't do a lot in all of those places. Twitter is one of those things. We throw up a few things every day about things on our website. But, if we had to reach out to you that way, that would be a great way to do it. Also, if you go to allegorygallery.com, I'm going to throw this up here because our website, this is what we're talking about today. If you go to the very bottom of our website, you can sign up for our email newsletter. Now, if you were in the Great Beat Extravaganza and you signed up for the giveaways that are happening, that list is shared between all members of the Great Beat Extravaganza, which I think is in that, it lets you know that. But we don't share it beyond that. It's only within the members of the group, the businesses that are presenting, and it never goes further than that. I know here at Allegory Gallery, we never sell your email addresses. We never sell your phone numbers or your addresses to any other companies. Once you've signed up with us, it's only for us. That's one big thing that is very important to us. I hate when my number is given. You always sign up for email or phone number things, and they always say, well, it may be shared with our advertisers, or we don't do that. We don't share it with anybody. So, yeah, as Andrew said here, just to clarify, it's only the members, the presenters of the Great Beat Extravaganza, those companies that are presenting, and not all members in the Great Beat Extravaganza utilize that list, but they are only, that's only shared with us. So if you've already signed up for that, you may already be on our email list. It may tell you you're already there. But still, please go over there, sign up. That is, when we have a special, a lot of times these live at 5s, we go live online here on Facebook and on YouTube generally at 5 o'clock Eastern time every single weekday. So if you like what you see from us at Allegory Gallery, please join us. Mark it on your calendar, 5 o'clock Eastern time every weekday. Pretty much we're here. We will post on our Facebook page if we have to cancel for any reason. But other than that, you can count on us being here around 5:30 every day. 5 is when we close our store, so sometimes we're a little bit late if we have a customer hanging out or we're just getting things closed up. But generally, 5 o'clock we try to start. And hopefully you'll join us for those. We like to see our numbers here go up. It's been really hard these past few years, the pandemic, for small businesses. A lot of bead stores have closed. One in a few towns over from us has closed here recently. And, that's always a sad thing. Fortunately, because we have such a great, support group out there, we have our own group here on Facebook, Allegory Gallery Design Challenges. We have all of you wonderful people who do watch these. But this is where we show you all the newest things generally. Every once in a while, we send out an email to tell you what's going on or what's new. And sometimes the email list gets the news first, especially if we're working in the middle of the night and we have something to put out. So definitely join that email list. Follow us everywhere you can. Follow us here on the lives. Great ways to stay in touch with us. We like to see you. We are big on chatting though. So we like to chat with you. We like to read your comments. We like to talk with you through these videos. This is not something where we're just going to jump into what we're selling and then end it right when we're done selling. We're not those kind of people. Not that that's a bad thing. Some of you may prefer that. But I like to let people know that just as I'm chatting with you here, we generally go through what's been going on at the beginning of our videos. If there's a shipping holdup or, something hasn't arrived to us as we thought it would, or, just anything that might be going on that might be happening with your orders or things like that, we tell you here generally in these broadcasts. So it's a good way to stay up to date with what's happening. If you're wondering, where's my order? It might be, we might have talked about it here. So that's a great way to stay up to date. We generally don't put that information many other places. Sometimes once in a while we'll make a Facebook post about it, but it's a good way to stay up to date with what's going on. And that's what we like to do, chat with you. Some days when you see these videos, they just say, let's chat. And that's a chat day. We're not selling you anything that day. We're not trying to point you in the direction of anything we have going on that day. It's just, that's the chat day. So we love doing that. We have those sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month, but we do like to chat with you and we like to hang out and really kind of see what's going on with you and your life and just kind of catch up. We never like the hard sells, when somebody's trying to drill sells into you. So we very much don't just like get right to the selling and end when the selling's over, because that's boring, I think. And it's great if you're in a time crunch. Sometimes our videos go 2.5 hours long. That's just the way it is. And if you don't like that, you can always watch the replays. You can still get all the good deals. Sometimes we give 24-hour specials on these videos. Sometimes, we give a shipping special here or there, or we'll do a discount code. And you can still get that information watching the rewatch. And you can skip ahead and end when you're ready to end. That's another way that you can do it. So we always do have these recorded. You can watch them in the rewatch section on YouTube or Facebook on our Facebook account. So Andrew says, if you ever stop by a booth at a show, then you know for real what he's talking about. Yeah, we sit and chat with people at shows too, like crazy. But that's all part of the show, right? And we consider these videos kind of like a virtual show, right? A virtual bead show. We're showing you things and we still want that back and forth. We still want to be able to chat with you and see what's going on. And if you've been watching these for a long time, you already know this. So I'm preaching to the choir here, right? But I know we're broadcasting in the TGBE group today. I wanted to jump into the group and kind of wrap up the weekend, I guess, in some ways. And we really hope that you'll join us and have fun with us, because that's what this should be about, right? Building this wonderful creative community and just having fun doing it, because why not, right? We make our lives off of having a store, but it's fun too, right? And sometimes it's very hard, sometimes it's very difficult to get through a month or through a week or through a day. But it's also should be a lot of fun, and it is. And we appreciate all of you out there who allow us to do this. And the more of you who are purchasing from us, the more that we can do, the more that we can grow. We try to keep our prices as low as possible. That's something that's very important to us. Both of us grew up with not a lot of money. And it's very important to both of us, Andrew and me, that we have something for everyone. We have beads that start at like $1/4. We have gemstone strands. These strands I'm going to show you today are like $6. We try to have something for everyone. And we also have things in the $300-$400 range. We have a garnet necklace right now at about $800. So We do have a span, but we try to have something for everyone, something for everyone's budget, something for everyone's need. And when we get things in, if we get a good deal on them, as we always say, if we get a good deal, so do you. Our markups are not that high, which is why it is, you know, it's not something, a discount is not something we do very often. This TGBE 15% off, that's hard for us to do. We're not losing money necessarily, but it's very difficult because our margins are so small, and we keep them small so that you can order any time of the year and know that you are getting the best price that we can possibly give you and still make a living and still grow a little bit, you know. But we want everybody to do well, and that's very, very important to us. So if you're out there, please hit the like button, hit the love button. Let us know you're out there. Say hi if you're watching. I know there are people out there who are a little timid sometimes to say hi or say that you're watching, but we like to see that. So please let us know you're watching. Let us know where you're coming to us from. If you're in, you know, we have people all over the world who watch these, and I love it. I love seeing people from all over. And it's just great. So let us know where you're coming from. I know we don't have a lot of viewers right now. I'm looking at like 13 people out there. Hopefully there's more somewhere out there. These numbers I think have been a little off here, here and there, but please share these videos with your friends. Let them know that we exist as a company. We are a fully stocked bead store. We are located in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. We have a retail store. We are not just a virtual bead store. We are trying to keep the brick and mortar doors open, right? And that's why we come to you live at 5 every single day so that we can keep these doors open. We have an online store. We have a physical store. They have very different products in each location. So the online store has things. The physical store has other things. We rotate that stock once in a while. But mostly these videos oftentimes show you what's on the physical store floor because we know you can see the online store anytime, right? So we show you things on the physical store. Today, though, today's a little different. We are going to show you things that I just put in the online store either yesterday or today. And I want to show you those. I wanted to show you those just so, you know, sometimes seeing it in a video is different than seeing photos, right? And I think one of the reasons that some of our followers really follow us closely is because they know we would never sell anything to you that we would not use in our own jewelry. Andrew's a jewelry maker. I've made things. We're both very cautious and very, you know, we keep it in mind and we're very conscious of it that if we buy something, you know, sometimes we bring things in from other suppliers that we only see on the websites too, because especially in the pandemic, we've been forced to do that. Normally, we like to go to bead shows all around the country and we pick things out. And sometimes if a strand, if a hank has 12 strands on it, sometimes we pick 5 of them because those 5 are what are good enough to sell to you. And if we bring something in now that we don't like, we don't sell it to you. So you already get from, you know, from a retail perspective and from a designer perspective, you already get, you know, 4 eyes, 2 sets of eyes, 4 eyes already looking at these things saying, would I use it? Would I be okay selling this to someone in person? Because we're not going to sell it to you online if we wouldn't sell it in person. And that means if it has scratches or it's you know, it's broken or cracked, if you might see that in person and call it out, that's embarrassing, right? Because we don't want to sell you that. So that's why we're very careful with our online products that we definitely, you know, we definitely make sure we would use it before we sell it off to you, right? So I think that's why people, you know, the people who do follow us are really, you know, they're okay. They're okay buying from us online. They're okay buying from us with just a picture because they know we've looked at it. And that's very important to us. Let's see here. What else is going on? Who's all out here? I just want to, I've been chatting so much. I need to look at Patty is out here with us. Good afternoon, Patty. Suzanne is with us. She had a great weekend in TGBE. Thank you so much. Let's see. Teresa is with us watching. Susan is out there. Marianne is watching us again. She has a snow forecast about 6 inches. We had some snow the other day, but it's holding off now. And coming up, I think we're supposed to get back into the 60s at some point, I think next week. And then I think it's going to be cold, but it's only for like 2 days. And one of those days is raining. So it's not going to be long or warm for long. And it's really cold right now, I think. I don't know what it is. It's about, let's see if I can get my watch to cooperate, 36 degrees here right now. And that's what it's been in the evenings, like at this time. It's weird to call this the evening, right? It used to be the afternoon. If it's light out, I call it the afternoon. If it's dark, I call it the evening. And it's dark. Let's see here. Diane's with us. Hello, Diane. Janice, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Deborah is here with us. Andrew says, well, also I get bored to tears if I don't get any interaction. Yeah, these videos, you know, some days in the store are very, very slow. Very slow. Today was a fairly decent day. We had a number of people visiting, but some days we have not a single customer. And so these lives are a really great way for us to get some interaction, right? Not just you all, for us too. Let's see here. Andrew said, y'all are a tribe and we want to see our people thrive. That's right. That's why we try to bring you, you know, the lowest prices possible so you can buy things from us and still make them into jewelry and be able to sell them, you know. We want everybody to thrive and everybody to do well. Marianne says, that's what we love about you. Thank you so much. We have a Facebook user. I don't know who this is out there, probably coming from the group, visiting from Wausau in central Wisconsin. Nice. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully you like what we do. Let's see. Andrew said, sometimes it's tempting to close the physical store, but we'd be sad if we gave up that point of interaction. Yeah, like, you know, when things are normal, we have a book club, which we meet at the store to do. We have a polymer clay club. We have our design challenge group. And we have our store classes, our in-store classes. And, you know, not only those things, those meetings, those group meetings that we have, but also just the interaction of people coming in and saying hi and getting to know the community and letting them get to know us. It sure would have been a lot easier over the pandemic, and we'd have a lot more, you know, we would have personally done better if we could have closed the store or would have closed the store. That's rent and utilities and just all of that overhead that comes with it that would be in our pockets right now. We'd personally probably be doing better, but you know, when you lose that interaction with your community, sometimes those are the things that you never know what you've lost, right? So I can say monetarily, we would have been better off without the store, but you never know what happens when you close something like that. When you close something that you've had for 10 years, we've had the store for 10 years. We started it 10 years ago. And you never know what, you know, can fall apart without that, right? So it's really, it's a hard decision. We've been, you know, we've been on the borderline of closing numerous times over the pandemic, but we have decided and we've made that decision to stay and to put everything into staying that we can. So that's why we started these lives originally, was really to keep the store actually going, to keep the bead store going. And we've been able to do that when other stores in the areas have closed, unfortunately. But I do put it to kind of that reason, because we are out here trying to, you know, talk to you and get to know you, and whether you're local or not, doesn't matter, right? We have a lot of people who visit us from many, many, many miles away. So we love to see that. And we don't want to give up this interaction in this, you know, this physical place, because while a lot of people have online stores and they do very well at it, there's nothing like having, I think, a physical location and something that, you know, grounds you. And the store grounds us and allows us to do the things we do from it. And that's kind of how I look at it. Let's see here. Eileen shared this. Thank you for sharing. Send my check to my home. I wish we could do that, but then we'd be paying to promote, right? We'd have to put disclaimers on everything. This is a paid to promote advertisement, right? People are giving us names here. Tisha is here in the afternoon. Let's see. Good afternoon, Tisha. Thank you for joining us. Some people had nice weather today. That's nice. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody out there, Mrs. In-Store, want to drive up there. Gas is so much right now. Yeah, right? Definitely. It's not easy. But we do. We welcome you all. If you'd like to drive up and drive over and drive down, wherever you're at in the world, up, down, over, left, right, feel free, drive on over. But please, if you're one of our followers out here and you've been watching us a while, and especially if we know you from commenting and things, please tell us. Let us know that you're coming before you show up. Andrew and Andrew's hardly ever in the store. I am in the store some days of the week, and some days of the week I have other things that I have to do outside of the store. So definitely let us know so that we can be here. We want to be here if you come visit. You know, I know it's great. You can come visit whether we're here or not, and you can see things and you can buy from us and support us, and we love that. But we want to see you too. So let us know. Let us know if you come. There, as Andrew said that down below. If you visit and you're coming from far away, let us know beforehand and we'll try to be at the store, right? Let's see. Tisha says, I agree on a location 100%. Yes, you know, we like to have the physical space. Carol, greetings from Conshohocken. I hope I pronounced that right. I try and pronouncing, you know, I'm a language major, so pronunciations and the way people say things is very important to me. So hopefully I said that right. But greetings, Carol. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to get to it now. I've been talking for a long time, and 26 minutes and 33 seconds to be exact. So I'm going to flip this camera around and I'm going to show you some things that we recently put in the online store. And remember, you still get that TGBE discount of 15% off these items as well in the online store. So let me go ahead. I'm going to flip this around. You're going to see the ceiling for a while. I'm going to see the ceiling for a while until I get to flip my camera around. I have to remember where this is every time. I forget. Hi, everybody. You can see the top of my head. There we go. There you go. Okay. So here we do. You said it right. We refer to Conshohocken as Conshi. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Let me flip this over to the millimeter side. We always like to have a ruler and a penny. We know of some of you out there like either one of those. So we try and do both. Now, these are a few things that I've shown before, but maybe you missed out on them or you haven't seen them from us yet. So I'm going to show you these ones first, because these are the ones that you may have seen if you've watched these videos often. But we put some gemstones in the, we moved, Marianne mentioned the cracked tile on the ceiling. Andrew, of course you have to mention it. Yes, we do have a cracked tile. If you don't know that story, you haven't been watching for a while. We cracked a tile in our ceiling, and it was in the front of the store. And so we moved it to the back of the store thinking, okay, well, it's in the back. Not as many people are going to notice it or see it. And then, of course, now every video we do, we have a cracked tile now when I flip the camera around. So that's Andrew gets crazy over that. So first thing up, we have this. This is Turquoise Howlite. These are 8-inch strands I'm going to show you. 8-inch strands. And these are very, 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 very limited. There's like only one of each strand available in the online store. So I grabbed some of the ones that we had on the store floor and I moved these to the online store today. That's why I was a little bit late. I was just finishing up on these. So these are only $6. They're 10 by 14 millimeter ovals. And these are available in the online store. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to go fairly quickly because you can read the more information on these in the online store. But if you go to allegorygallery.com, which is right, where is it? Right there. Let's see, right there. And you go to the gemstone collection. If you go to the shop tab and you select gemstones, these should pop right up for you. These are beautiful little 8-inch strands. They generally go from $6 to $11, with most of them being in the $6 range. That I think is incredibly inexpensive. So these are Turquoise Howlite. These are Howlite. It's dyed Howlite. It is not turquoise, but it looks like turquoise and it's beautiful. Then we have black obsidian diamond shape. These are 10 millimeter. Remember, only one strand of each of these is available in the online store. So you're getting that. You're getting this great price of generally about $6 on average. And you're getting 15% off, 15% off with code TGBE. So that's a good discount, I think, right? Especially on something that's already low priced as it is. So what that would be, I'm going to say 90 cents off, right? 60 cents would be 10%, another 30, 6, 7, 8, 90 cents off. So these are $5.10 a strand. Beautiful stones, beautiful stones. That's Unikite. We have some of this yellow tiger eye. Beautiful. These are faceted cushions or faceted squares, actually. Cubes, faceted squares, whatever. Faceted squares, I call them. 10 millimeter approximately. These are $10 a strand, a little bit more than the other ones, but still a great deal. We have faceted coins in that tiger eye for $11 only. And remember, 15% off those with code TGBE. And if you live in the US, you get free shipping on orders on $100 or more. You know, as well as our prices being kept low, we try to keep our shipping costs low. We generally charge you what we are charged for shipping. Some places increase that. You know, some people charge you other things for materials or packing materials and just do an upcharge. We generally charge you in the website what we're charged. So you are getting our corporate rates for shipping. And these are faceted ovals, and they're $11 in the online store. Like I said, I'm showing these quickly because you can get more information if you need to in the online store. We have photos there and the sizes and all that there on the online store as well. $6 only for the yellow tiger eye diamonds, 10 millimeter diamonds. And let's see, let's move those up here. We have this beautiful goldstone. Goldstone is a man-made stone, as many of you know. Only $6, 8 millimeter cushions. I will say that goldstone has been one of the hottest sellers right now. That and the yellow turquoise, which is actually serpentine that's coming up, have been really, really big sellers. So if you do like that, grab them now. Make sure you get them now. Only $6. That comes to $5.10 with that TGBE discount, right? $5.10 for a half strand. Great, great deal on these stones. And there is a lot of sparkle in this goldstone. Sometimes you see goldstone and it doesn't have as much sparkle because it's man-made. You know, you can add as much or as little as you want when they make it. But these have great sparkle to them. I actually, in some of the photos for the website, I had to back down on the sparkle a little bit just because it overtook the photos, right? So I had to change the contrast a little bit so that you could actually see some of the actual color of the stone. So these are really, really nice and only $6 for a half strand. And a half strand is generally a 7 to an 8 inch strand nowadays. Used to be a 8 inch. Now some full strands are only 14 to 15 inches is what they're considering a full strand. So generally 7 to 8 inches. And this is the yellow turquoise that I was talking about that has been super popular right now. You know, we've had this before and it didn't get wild, but now people are buying this up like it's their job. And some of you it is, right? So this is yellow turquoise, they call it. And this is really serpentine. They call it yellow turquoise because this grows very often. I say grows. It's with other turquoise. So in turquoise mines, they often find this. And people thought, you know, it's yellow turquoise for a while, but it's actually serpentine with, I believe, pyrite, I want to say, if I remember that correctly, is often in it. So these are rice beads, yellow turquoise rice beads. We also have yellow turquoise rectangles, 10 by 14 millimeter approximately. These are really, really pretty. Kelly says that yellow turquoise is nice. I agree, Kelly. You know, I love green and I love shades of green. So this being that yellow green color, I love these. But a lot of people didn't for a long time, I think. And now it's really happening. People love it. So make sure you get that before they're gone. Like I said, I only got about 1 strand of each in the online store. We might have a few more of some of them in the physical store. So if you want more than 1 strand of something, let me know. But generally, there's 1 of these available only. So make sure you grab them quickly if you're going to. And I love these. They call them cushions. Sometimes they're called lanterns. I love this shape. I love this shape. Suzanne says, William is enticing me to green. Right? Right? You know, I'm going to blame Pantone, but I used to hate the color yellow. And if you see my skin complexion, it's because yellow does not look good on me being as pale as I am. But since yellow is the color of the year, I've always liked gray, but yellow, since more people are using it, and I'm seeing it in especially like home accessories and like technological accessories like phone cases, and I'm really starting to change my mind on yellow. And I've been looking at accessories for my phone and things in yellow in my watch. And now I'm starting to really love yellow, and I did not before. So, you know, that can happen. Exposure to things can change your mind, right? It's always good to be exposed to as much as you can, I think. Opalite, 10 millimeter coins, another man-made stone, right? Opalite, but I love it. And it's only $6 a strand. And these especially. These little cushions, lanterns, love, love, love. So Jasper Serpentine with hematite. Hematite, I think I said pyrite. Hematite. Thank you, Sarah. All right, so those are the new gemstones I put in the online store, right? So check those out. If you want any of those, go over there and make sure you use that discount. That discount is not going to last very long, and neither is that shipping special. So be sure you do get in on that good deal before it's gone. All right. Now, next up, available in the online store are these mixed strands. I'm just going to take a few of them out here. Look at these. These are vintage mixed. They might be ceramic. They might be wood in your strand. It's just a beautiful, beautiful mix. And they're painted. Now, some of them you might notice the paint peeling a little bit on some of them. Like that right there. For a vintage bead, we don't mind that. That's something that we don't mind because of the vintage. It adds, I think, to the vintage quality of things. But if there's a lot of that on a bead, we remove them. Okay, so while we don't mind a little bit of that here and there, if the bead had too much of it, we just tossed it aside. Like this one has a few marks here, but there were some of them that almost the whole bead or a lot of the bead had those issues, so we got rid of those. Lena says, yes, gray was the gateway. I love the AG Pantone kit and the Soft Flex Pantone kit. I mixed all that together and it's on my desk. Nice, nice. Eileen says, those are unusual. These are really cool. And like I said, they might be a little ceramic here. They might be a little glass or wood. They're just mixes of these beautiful beads. And these are available in the online store right now if you would like any. All right. But I just wanted to point out, some of them do have scratches and scuffs on them. But with vintage things, sometimes you'll have that. And we actually like that. And that's something that I think it just adds to the age, right? So we have these available in the online store. You can grab those today while supplies last. We got a very limited supply of these as well. So with these, what happens is we get, a box or a bag of just the loose beads. We clean them up We inspect them as best as we can, and then we put them on a strand for you to be able to purchase. So there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of this vintage stuff. And so, yeah, hopefully you like these. Hopefully you like them a lot. And I'm just trying to see, I forgot to write down, of course, how much these were. I mean, you can see them in the online store, but I'm going to scroll here. If you ever want to see the newest and latest things in our online store, scroll to almost the bottom of our website and you'll see the latest editions category. All right. And then you can see all of our latest editions in there. All right. And I'm trying to scroll there now myself. And the website, what's going on? Okay, well, let's see. I don't know why it's not showing those. Maybe we sold out of these. That's a possibility. Could be. Could be that we sold out. Let me try searching. No, we still have them. $7 a strand. $7 a strand on the website. Okay. So I think those are a great deal for only $7. Remember, we get them in, we have to clean them up, we have to inspect them all, we have to put them on a strand for you to be able to buy in some reasonable way. And it takes a good bit of work. So $7 a strand only, I think, is a great deal for those. All right. Then next thing I added to the online store, if you're in the US looking for the 4th of July beads, we have these strands, red, white, and blue. I'm sure they're good for other countries and other reasons too. But we made these strands of vintage plastic beads in red, white, and blue. Oh, as Andrew said, these were also hand painted. So there you go, right? Maybe I should increase the price on those. Maybe. No, we're not going to do that. But definitely worth checking out. Now, I just added a vintage plastic collection and vintage lucite collection to the online store. And so these are in that collection, and these are $4 a strand. Only $4 a strand. Like I said, we buy these generally when we have people who let us know that they bought out a factory, or we have suppliers who do this for a living, and when they find good things, they let us know. And so we got these. These are red, white, and blue vintage plastic. We got a bunch of these beads and we stranded them all up ourselves. And they are available to you at $4 a strand if you're interested in those. And remember, TGBE discount code saves you 15%, 15% on those. And Andrews, he said, I think vintage plastic is really an amazing material, but again, it's not for everyone, and that's okay. Yeah, you know, these are great items to make your jewelry, to add to it. They don't have to be the only thing, right? But if you add these, you know, some people think it looks a little childish sometimes if it's just vintage plastic. But I think if you do it right, even if it is all vintage plastic, it can look really good. And these can be added just here and there for a pop of color if you want to. Or like I said, if you're making, you know, red, white, and blue Independence Day, you want to make bracelets or quick earrings or something to, you know, that you're not charging an arm and a leg for, right? It's just something simple for a quick little bit of money. You can do these too, only $4 a strand. Okay. Deborah, I don't know what you need us to explain vintage plastic. It's vintage plastic. It's plastic that's been around for a long time. A lot of it was used in the 50s through the 80s for costume jewelry. And then there's newer vintage plastic, which is from like the 90s. And now even technically the 2000. Vintage is generally anything 20 years or older. If you get into 30 or 40 years, they usually consider it antique. So our vintage plastic is plastic that has been around from anywhere from the 50s generally to the 80s or so is what we get in. I'm going to show you just a few of these. I know we've sold a lot of these too. So this is vintage plastic. beads, strands of beads. They're all different, right? There's none that are exactly the same. And these are really, really cool. They're pieced together. You can actually see they kind of plug into one another here. But they're solid. They don't flip-flop around. And these are vintage plastic beads. I love these, you know, with a passion, actually. Love, love, love. And I know we have one particular customer who I was thinking of when I was adding these to the online store. You know, we do think of you when we get things. And she went in and bought a bunch of these already. So there's only a very limited number of these available. So if you like these too, definitely go in and grab them. Let me just pull this up here. I think, hopefully these aren't sold out. Oh no, I think they're on the other page. These are $6 a strand only. $6 a strand. Suzanne said, I used to turn up my nose for anything plastic, but AG sells quality. Thank you so much, Suzanne. These vintage plastic remind me of some black glass beads that I had that fit together that way. They are so cool. Yes, and they are. They are. I love them. Only a few available left in the online store. So definitely, definitely check that out if you like those. These are all in the vintage plastic and lucite collection in the online store that I just created today. It's like the third collection down. Now, I'm just going to kind of dump these out because there's a lot of these to show you, and you can see them better in the online store. But I'm just going to show you quickly some more vintage plastic. These are all $4 a strand only, and you can still save that 15% on them using code TGBE. These are normally things that are in the physical store. We don't often put these online, and we hardly ever discount these because $4 a strand is already an exceptionally good price for things that we bring in, have to clean, have to count, have to process, have to put on strands. It's a lot of work for $4 a strand, especially with that discount, right? But we wanted to offer these to you all like this. Look at this. It looks like amber, right? This is vintage plastic. This is a little bit older than some of the other plastic. It's like those red, white, and blue. I think these are older than that. And many of these were used in like costume jewelry. So you won't see seam lines on the plastic. They've been sanded off, they've been polished off. Here and there, you'll find a few seam lines on some of these strands, but mostly they don't have it. And that's because they were used for costume jewelry and to make jewelry and make it look good, right? You can't have seam lines on everything if you want it to look good. Love, love, love these. And remember, these are all available in the online store right now. Only a few strands of each of these are available in the online store. So if you love these, go and get them for $4 each plus that discount. What's that, 60 cents off? So $3.40 a strand, I think, if I did my mental math right. $3.40 a strand only on these. And these I showed you earlier, but they come in 2 sizes. I like the way those beads clink, right? We like that noise too. These beautiful kind of, they give that flash, like a tiger eye flash. These are cool. These are that's the other thing too, is I put the hole sizes on the online store so you can see what size the holes are. We don't always do that, but the vintage plastic sometimes has really large hole sizes. So if you're using them in projects with fibers, like if you're knitting or crocheting or you want to use leather, these are a great way to use that. Let's see, what's everybody saying there? Just jumping back. Deborah inherited her grandmother's stash of stuff. That's awesome. That's awesome. Andrew said, but if you like neon colors and lightweight big beads, you aren't getting all that from nature. So all things have design possibilities. That's right. As Marion said, every bead has its niche, right? Perfect for lightweight earrings. Exactly. That is one thing that this is great for. Lightweight things. If you want a necklace that's not going to weigh you down, or earrings, these are beautiful, and they can mix and match with natural stones very well oftentimes. Andrew said, that's why I admire designers like Miriam Haskell. She designed with whatever she wanted, even pine cones, right? So, you know, you can just design at your own fancy, right? I just showed those. There are a few strands of each one of these in the online store. There's probably more designs that I have there that I'm not showing you. I just opened one of the bags to dump some of these out and show you all the different designs, or some of the different designs. I love this one especially. This one and this one. These are my favorites. I love that kind of, I don't know, whatever that texture looking is. It's not a texture, but just that look. I love that. Here we have some animal print. All right, so we have all of that vintage plastic now in the online store. Like I said, normally we only sell it in store because it's super limited in quantity, but we wanted to offer it in the online store as well. So you can check those out. And then what else did I do? Oh yeah, how about some vintage Moon Glow Lucite? Moon Glow Lucite. Deborah, there's vintage everything. If it's older than 20 years, it's vintage. So vintage sequins, of course, they're older than 20 years old. William, your last comment gave me a creative idea. I don't know what that was, but I'm glad. I'm glad. I want people to be creative. I want people to, you know, that's what we do here. We hope that something that we do or say or show you sparks something. That's important to us. This is Moon Glow, vintage Moon Glow Lucite. And you can see why they call it Moon Glow. One of our friends out there said they hoard the Moon Glow, and I can see why. We do not see Moon Glow very often. That's another thing we've had in the store, but we don't put it online very often because we just, you know, we don't have the quantity of this to put online all the time. But I decided it's been sitting on the store floor long enough. If people haven't gotten it in store, let's go ahead and put some of it in the online store. So if people haven't gotten it in the physical store, they can put it in the online store, right? And it says Moon Glow is so beautiful. It really, really is. So I just put these in the online store this afternoon. Most of them have 2 or so strands available. I know these 2, there's only 1 of each. So if you like that, get those. And this is only $5 a strand, everybody. Crazy good prices. We've had some of this for a while. Excuse me. One comment that I think we heard during parts of the TGBE were that people were thinking that members in the TGBE raise their prices before the TGBE to try to collect more money off of the group. We don't do that. For one thing, if you all knew what it took to raise prices, we literally would go through each and every item individually and try to raise prices. We have to click 1, click 2, click 3 to increase prices. That is not something that is done on a whim. And you will always see the same prices at any time of the year from us. Now, if we do have to order anything or do have to raise the price on anything, it's generally new stuff, right? Because the stuff that we've costed out and priced out in the online store is costed and priced out already. We work with what we need for a margin. We're not going to go and inflate prices. We have things on this shelf that like these that I'm sure other people are charging a lot more for. And we could, you know, I could go into Etsy and I could say, oh, these people are charging $7 a strand for this, or these people are charging $10 a strand for this. And I could go and increase the prices on these, but we don't do that. If we have something in the store from when we started the store, there are probably beads here that are still left over from 2011 when we started the store. And those prices have never, ever, ever been raised. So we don't go through the store, the online store, the physical store, and just raise prices when we think we can. Because like I said, all that stuff has been costed out with what we paid. And inflation goes both ways, right? If we paid 50 cents for something and we're selling it for, you know, $1 or something, that's what we paid back then. That's what we're selling it for now. So we don't just go and raise prices before an event or anything like that, because it takes a lot of work to do that. And so the only time you will see prices raised is like, so say I have this collection and these are $5. The next time I bring them in, maybe they cost us more. If it's within reason, we'll still make them all $5. But if we get a crazy high price compared to what we paid last time, we may have to bring the next batch in at $7, right? And sell it at $7. So that would be the only time you might see the same item raise in price. So like these gemstone strands that we got that I was showing you that are $6 a strand. Next time we might not get as good of a deal on these. And this same strand may have to be $8 or $12 next time. That's just what it is. But we will always give you the best price we can compared to our cost. All right. And I just want to bring that up because that was something somebody was saying in some of the comments, that we raise prices on things just before an event. We don't do that. And I don't know any of the stores in the TGBE or any of the presenters that would do that. It just takes so much time. It takes so much time. And the amount of time it takes would not be worth that, and especially the bad publicity from that, right? So yeah, that's what it is. Andrew said part of my job is to find nice things at a good price. That's what Andrew does most of the buying for us, with some of my input, but he does most of the buying, and he works with vendors he's known for years, or hunts out the best prices for things. And that's why we can give you a good price. Patty said, I actually thought you underpriced some of your items. We probably do. If we compare these to online, very rarely do we compare things to other people and what they're selling, because, you know, it's not necessary. When we have a formula that we use to go from cost to retail, it's not necessary. Every once in a while, we check certain things out depending on what they are. But most of the time we use our formulas, and that's how we get you the retail price, right? So yeah, we may be undercutting ourselves or, you know, other people, but it's not intentional. It's just the formula we use to go from cost to retail. Lena says, absolutely not. Your prices have been the same, it feels like, for a decade. I don't know how you do it. And that's the way it is. You know, we try, when we bring new things in, we try to match the same old prices if we can. Sometimes we have to, like I said, if we have to bring these in again and we get a batch and we have to price them, instead of $5 a strand, we have to price them at $7. We do not go back through and reprice these ones at $7. These still stay on the floor for $5 until we sell through them. And then we bring out the ones for $7. Or if they're different, we'll set them beside them and say, these are $7. That's just what the cost did to us. So that's how we do that. And there's also MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price. And if the vendor of ours requests that we try to stay at the MSRP, we do that, right? So that is my quick presentation, not so quick, not so quick hour-long presentation of what we have new in the online store for you. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this camera up. Don't look at the ceiling. Right? Don't look at the ceiling. There it is right there, right? Where is it? Right there. Just block that out. Block that out. Hello, everybody, again. Let me raise this up. So Marianne says, I am thinking your markups are very reasonable. We do. And as Lena said, don't know how we do it. Sometimes I don't know how we make a living at it, but it's because we sell to you all. We're not just relying on the physical store. It's because you all help out. The more we sell, the more cash flow we have to continue doing what we do. That's why we always tell you, please share these videos. Please let people know we exist, because we keep our prices low. So that means we need the volume. We need you to be buying, and we need you to be sharing and placing orders and friends placing orders, so that we can continue to keep our prices low and still make a living doing it. So that's just how it works. And we wanted to let you know, because that was something that was said and is totally, totally untrue. Totally untrue. All right. Yeah, and Andrew says some people don't, and I think that's sometimes a slippery slope. I don't know if he's talking about sticking with the MSRP but some people inflate their prices, and you know, you can either work two ways on it. If one of our competitors were inflating their prices and we see them selling things for more, we can either inflate our prices to match so that we can make more money, or we can keep our prices low so that they're always the best price possible. And that's what we try to do, because we don't live on sales. We rarely have sales. We rarely give sale coupons, usually for big events like the TGBE, our anniversary of the store, and usually a holiday sale. Those are the only times generally we have sales. And that's just because we keep everything as low as possible for you all year round, so that if you are in the middle of, you know, August and you need beads, we're going to give you the best price we can. It's just an everyday low price, right? And that's what we try to do. And then when we do have a sale, it's like that extra bonus that still makes it hard for us, but hopefully gives you a little incentive to purchase and keep things flowing. We don't like to live on sales. If we did, our prices would be much higher every day, so that we could give you a 20 or 30 or 40% off sale. We just can't afford to give you a 40% off sale like some other places can, because our markups are not allowing that. We would lose money on some of our things. So we just can't do things like that. Let's see here. Andrew says, I think with whatever business you're in, you have to address a question or a need a customer has and offer a solution. For us, we added value through education and community. So yeah, you know, we try to keep our price points low. We give you free education. Andrew does a tutorial here almost every Tuesday on our lives. We have other tutorials on YouTube. Sometimes we sell kits to those tutorials. But when we run out of the kits, we leave the tutorial up. It's still free information, right? And we've created this great community where you all can interact with each other. If you have not joined the Allegory Gallery Design Challenge group, there's the link. It's not a link, but there's the URL. Go in there and join that group, because it's made up of so many wonderful, wonderful people. And I'm probably preaching to the choir at this point, but join it. And you know, we don't allow spam in there. We don't allow people, you know, who are mean. You know, we don't want that. If you're spamming or commenting things that are not nice, you're kicked right out. It's a group that you can come in and give each other ideas and suggestions and comments and feedback. You know, just real. You know, it's supposed to be a beading class type atmosphere, but virtually, you know. So if you need help from someone, post it in the group and ask them, how do you do this? Or what do you think of this? Or do you think this color works with this color? Tons of stuff that you can ask in that group. And it's also where we debut any projects you make, you can place in that group from our beading kits that we make, which we put out a bunch of beading kits over the Great Bead Extravaganza. So definitely check those out too. Lena says you give out a birthday coupon too. We often do give out birthday coupons for customers who are loyal. Absolutely. Never said you educate us, and thankful. Yes, thank you. I'm glad. And Cynthia says, I have a feeling who's spreading this talk is probably another store or employee of a store. I've gone on buying trips. I know that y'all don't inflate anything. Yeah, you know, and maybe that is. Maybe it's somebody jealous of the TGBE. I don't know. I think we're a really good group of people. I don't know why somebody would say that, but business can be ruthless sometimes. But I just wanted to clear that air. People in the TGBE are not inflating prices just before an event so they can make a little more and then changing the prices after. It's not happening. At least not that I have ever seen. Andrew said, everyone has a different business model. I like sales too, but it can be a race to the bottom. During the pandemic, some people had 90% off sales, so they just got cash flow, but most of the people who did that are out of business now. And that's the thing too. You know, you can do a lot. You can run a lot of sales if you want to. There's a lot of things you can do to stay in business and keep cash flow coming. But if you do too much of that, sometimes you hurt yourself in the end. And so we always try and give you the best price we can all the time. And then if we have a special event, we'll try and give you a small sale as well. Let's see here. Let's see here. I recall I posted a necklace I did on a bead group site and someone said the design was wrong. I hope it wasn't in our group, or if they did say it was wrong, I hope they gave you constructive criticism as to why it might be wrong. Maybe there was a missing link or a missing pattern or something like that. But yeah, our group should be, hopefully, is very good. And I know, Suzanne, you post a lot in our group, and we're thankful for that. So hopefully, you're getting good comments in our group. And if you're ever not, you can bring them to our attention and we can take a look into it. Sometimes it's a misunderstanding. That happens, right? We're all different people. She does say not our group, so that's good. But we're all different people, right? And we all talk and we all think and we all act differently. And sometimes it's just a miscommunication and we can step in and help with that if there's an issue. But if it's just outright mean, we just boot the person. That's it. That's, you know, everyone has a bad day, right? And we'll generally try and talk with the person. But if it's just outright constant mean behavior, which we really haven't seen much, but we will clean that up. Lena said, you have bought out other stores that have gone out of business or retired. You have some vintage stuff that instead of marking up, you kept the same crazy low price. Your longtime customers know what's up. We see it every day, year after year. Yeah, thank you, Lennis. It's true. And see, we don't like to talk about that kind of stuff ourselves. I even hate talking about some of this sometimes. So thank you, as being one of our longtime customers and friends, for saying things like that, because it's just things that, it's just the way we do things, right? We don't think anything of it. But yeah, we will buy out other stores. And sometimes those stores have closed 10 years ago, right? So the store closed 10 years ago. The person wasn't sure they were going to part with anything. And then they call us up and say, hey, I have this store's worth of stuff. Do you want to see any of it? And we'll go down. And a lot of times we'll buy it out. If the price is good enough for the buyout that we get, we leave the prices the same that person had them marked 10 years ago. You know, sometimes that's easier than price comparing everything. And as long as it fits our formula of cost to retail, we're okay with that. And so that is something, we've done that multiple times before. I think some of this moon glow was part of that. And some of these prices actually might be less than they were charging before. But if we get a good deal, we pass it on to you. And that's the way it is. Let's see here. Cynthia says, you and Andrew provide a lot of extra customer service. You do these lives, which are stressful and a lot of work, but also really nice for folks to get together. I'm at home all day most of the time, and I love catching them. I think you guys do a lot for a business. I think of money as a vote, and I will spend more with people I want to see succeed. I think it's fantastic that you guys do so much and keep your prices low. Thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. We try to add extra benefits that, you know, it's the same thing I was talking about earlier with closing the store. You can't always see all the intangibles, right? So a lot of people don't know that we give in-store classes, or that we provide tutorials, or that every Tuesday you can tune in and see Andrew doing something different. And it may not be with beads all the time. It may be turning something else into a necklace, or painting, or you know, techniques that he's going to show you. But all of that stuff is free. It's not free for us. We take our time out of selling. We take our time out of sleeping. We take our time out of eating. But it's all stuff that we like to provide for you all out there as a bonus for joining us, a bonus for, you know, being supporters of us, bonus for all those shares you do, for all those comments you make. It's free education. I don't know. It's one of those things that's kind of an add-in bonus, and hopefully you're taking advantage of that. Even if you're not, like I said, we still have low prices that we keep on all of our things. But if you are taking advantage of those, as Cynthia said, we do hope that you vote with your money and that you do choose to support us, because you want to see more of that. The more sales we make, not only can we bring in more stuff, but we can do more things. Right now, we're behind on our podcast. I'm behind on some other video tutorials that I want to do. And that's because we're offering a lot of other stuff, and I'm busy trying to keep the money rolling in right now. So some times of the year are easier for that. Sometimes, you know, there are certain times of the year that are just, people naturally spend more. That's just the way it is. And as a business, you start to learn that. And sometimes I can work on those other projects during that. I would love to have more free time to work on all those other things, but that takes more support from you all and more, you know, more sales. And I'm not saying that to guilt anyone into it. That's just the way it is. That's just the way business works. The more money we bring in, the more we can buy new things for you all, the more we can spend, Andrew and I can spend our time doing the things that add incentive rather than just sitting here taking pictures and posting things to the online store to hope to sell. So we love that add-in value. We would love to do more of it, but we can do what we can do. And through certain times of the year, we have more time to do those things. Just like I'm sure Cynthia, I mean, there are times of the year when things are easier and when things are harder. And all creativity, you know, has to kind of, I mean, people pull it from different areas. My creativity comes better when I'm less stressed. Some people create when they're really stressed. Mine comes out of being less stressed. And when I do podcasts and do editing, that's something that takes hours. It takes hours to edit a tutorial. And for people who do tutorials all the time, and that's really part of what they do, they build that time in. For us, it's an added value. And so for us, it happens when it can. And so we try the best that we can to give you as much of that as we can. And you'll see us do more of those things at certain times of the year. Sometimes we just pop out with 3 tutorials. That's because I actually had the time to sit and focus for hours and hours at a time without having other things that needed to be done first. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that the more support you all give us, and we're thankful for all of it, the more we can do and the more added value that we can give that you don't have to pay for necessarily. You're paying for the beads. The more you shop with us, though, the more we can give you those tutorials and, you know, the other extras that you can just watch on YouTube or watch on Facebook, and they're all free. So if you want to see more of that from us, keep supporting, keep buying, keep letting us know what you want to see, and we'll do our best to get it out there for you. All right. So my phone is about dead. So I have to go and I have to get some dinner. I don't know what we're going to eat. Andrew said he's hungry for pizza, so we'll see. But I'm sorry if I missed your comment, but you can read the comments there. We do read through them. We like to hear what you have to say. And if you need anything, remember, we're here. We are a fully stocked bead store. So if you need head pins, if you need lobster claws, if you need beading wire, if you place an order and you need some of that extra stuff, throw a note on your order. We'll take a look at it, and we can send you an invoice for anything else that's not in the online store. Or if you need it, we'll work with you on getting it, and we'll send you an invoice and ship it with your order. Super easy, right? So just let us know, and we can do what we can do for you, okay? So thank you, everyone, for tuning in for this hour and 15-minute video. We really do appreciate your support, and I don't want to belittle that. I know, of course, our whole point is to make sales. We're a business, but we want to do it in a way that is most beneficial to the entire community. That includes us, that includes you. We want to do it in a way that sustains us, that keeps us going, that keeps us all going. Keeping our prices low helps you to make things and be able to sell them on. And when you buy from us, we get that income that we're able to use to, one, make our livelihood, and two, continue bringing in new things and doing new things to put out there for you, right? So thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday night. And Andrew should be back here tomorrow with you for a Tuesday tutorial. His tutorials are always at Tuesday around 5 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, we'll hope to see you then. What's Andrew saying? Andrew says, I think with our business, our mission statement is more important than the means to an end. Yeah, we want you to all be creative. We want everybody to be creative. We want everybody to, find their place in this community. And that's very important to us. Everyone's different. Everyone creates differently. Everyone, makes different things. Some people incorporate yarn work or crochet or macrame or kumihimo. Everybody does different things, but there's a place for you all here. We try to have things for everybody, and we try to create this community that accepts everybody. That's super important to us. Acceptance for everybody, unless you're mean, right? Then we don't want mean people. But it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your background. Andrew and I, like I said, grew up not so rich in the money way, but there's a place for everybody, and we hope you join us. All right, everyone, have a great Monday night, and we'll see you back here with a Tuesday tutorial with Andrew tomorrow. And if not, we'll be sure to post on the Facebook that we have to cancel for whatever reason. You never know. We're working on Star Cottage Studio, and some things are wild with the weather right now. So thank you all so very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.